Hello. God bless you all. This is the Rosalind Solomon's YouTube channel, and I'm your host, Apostle Rosalind Solomon. You can look for something here every week or every other week on this channel. Praying, the prophetic, prophecies, dream interpretation, teaching, and so much more. And if you're new to the channel, God bless you. Subscribe, like, and share. You won't regret it. I thank you for coming to this channel. Trust in me. And with your soul, trust in the God in me. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. Thank you, and thank you. God bless you.
Hello, it's Apostle Rosalind Solomon, and welcome to the Prophetic Advice, the Prophetic Advice Show. And I'm your host, Apostle Rosalind Solomon. And I know I didn't do a weekly word for last week. Please forgive me. So here's the weekly word for this week, starting this Saturday to next Saturday. The Lord says He wants us to rise up to be overcomers over obstacles and stones and rocks that the enemy is trying to put in our way. He wants us to say we rise up over obstacles and things standing in our way. Stones and rocks is not an issue in Yeshua's name. The Lord said He's given us courage and strength to defeat all of our enemies. All we got to do is walk in victory. The Lord said we are strong in Him, we have power, and we have His might. God says refuse to be depressed and discouraged, and do not accept defeat at all. You are not a loser. You are victorious. You are my mighty, mighty, mighty warriors with your battle armor. You are the quiver. You are the arrows in my quiver. The Lord said, read Ephesians 6, verses 10 to 12. Ephesians 6, verses 10 to 18. And I'll read one of them. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand before having girded your waist with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparations of the peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, praying always with all prayer and stipulation in the Spirit, being watchful to the end with all perseverance and stipulations for all the saints. The Lord said also take time in this next 7 days to evaluate your weaknesses and your vulnerabilities. The Lord said, when you realize these things, you will need to make changes, very necessary changes, to stay safe and protected and strengthened in Him. It's also going to help you to resolve things and current challenges that you're going through. It may not be easy, but it is definitely a necessity. The Lord said, keep your intelligence and your wits about yourself and calculate your best course of action when you're in doubt. God said, ask for wisdom. Read James 1, verses 5 to 10. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask Yahweh, who gives to all literally and without reproach, and it will be given unto you. So the Lord wants us to take this week. I've been doing it all this past week. But take this week, evaluate your weaknesses and your vulnerabilities, right? And make whatever changes that's a necessity and necessary so that you can stay safe and protected. Now, God keeps us safe and protected. But if we have weaknesses and vulnerabilities, the enemy surely knows what they are. And he's surely going to pounce on them, right? And if you're not strong in those areas and you're vulnerable, you could get like physically, or you not physically, I mean, but it could happen, but more so spiritually, and it could bring your frequencies, your vibrations, validity, and velocity down. And you don't want that, because when your vibrations are down, the enemy strikes. When vibrations is up, it's very hard for him to strike. Right. So that is the word. And then also I heard the Lord say that we must continue to move forward in the physical and with emotional barriers. Like you must move forward, even when you have a physical or emotional barrier. Like me, for instance, I had hurt my arm, right? And it was getting better. Then I went to therapy, and then it got worse. So I had to quit the therapy because she was making it worse. And then she winds up resigning. So what does that tell you, right? And I've been praying, and it had been hurting really bad for 2 weeks from the therapy. And I was praying, and now it's better. God is healing it. And then I'm going back to the doctor again. Right. But I had to keep pushing forward. I still did singing lessons. I still came on here. I was still trying to do school, because I got 4 more weeks of that. I was going out, doing this and doing that. I was still pushing, although I was in pain, for 2 weeks straight. And every day I was like thanking God for healing me, even though I was feeling the pain. And then suddenly, the last couple of days, it miraculously feels so much better. And that's because of God. But it took 2 weeks. Why he took 2 weeks is on him. But, I believe it's because he wanted to see how much I would push through. I get attacked spiritually quite a bit. And God is always victorious for me, you know. But sometimes it could be very hard getting spiritually attacked. I know a lot of y'all go through spiritual attacks too. A lot of y'all probably got elements, maybe sickness, God forbid, whatever. And you're pushing through, and sometimes it's very hard to push through, but God strengthens you. And sometimes I say, wow, I could have never made it without you, Father, Mother, Ruin, Yeshua. I just couldn't, And sometimes when you hurting and you in pain physically or emotionally, and you still push through, and people look at you and they say, oh, you're so pretty, you got such a beautiful smile, you're so happy. And they don't really know what's behind that pretty face, that beautiful smile, and that happiness, or that handsome face. If you're a man, sometimes they don't know what's behind it. Sometimes people could be sitting right next to you every day, or your best friends, whatever, and they never know what you're going through. They don't know. But yet you keep a smile on your face, you stay happy, you pray for people, you help people. If you're in the ministry, you preach. At times you don't even feel like doing it, you do it. You pray even though you don't have strength. You read the word even though you don't have the strength to do it. You still push through, you still preserve. And that's testing. That's God putting you through a test. And then you're constantly, praying, asking for healing, or thinking Him for healing, and it doesn't come at that time. God is testing you to see how much you're gonna push through. And He's not just testing you, He's strengthening you, He's maturing you. How many of you know pain brings gain? Pain, lots of times, brings gain. It will mature you, it will make you stronger in life, emotionally and spiritually. So God is saying we gotta sit down and ask Him about our weakness and vulnerability, so we could be strong in every area. You know what I mean? So the enemy won't have anything to get at us with. And like God said, it's not going to be easy if these things come to your forefront, but it's necessary for you to do these things. And the Lord wants us to just keep on moving in the physical. With physical emotional barriers. Ask Him to take away your physical and emotional barriers, and give Him time to do it. Sometimes He'll do it right away. Sometimes he won't. The Lord said, don't give up. Don't sit on the floor. Don't sit on the ground and feel defeated. Get up. The Lord said we're still vital to Him in every way. And we can go much further than we think we can, You just got to rise up internally and outwardly to find the place of strength in you, and find the hope in you and in God. When things get tough, the tough get going. he gave me 2 Chronicles chapter 15 verses 5 to 8. I'm going to read one of them. But you be strong and do not let your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. And God's going to be making a lot of adjustments in our lives in specific areas so we can flow better. He's going to be giving out more wisdom. He's going to be making a lot of changes in our lives and give us greater clarity and understanding and safety. And he wants us to remember we're under his protection, and he will always guide us through the difficult maze. He gave me Deuteronomy 31 verses 7 to 8. I read one. And the Lord, he is the one who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Do not fear nor be dismayed. And I'm always telling y'all that. Never be dismayed. All right. And for some of you on here, I don't know exactly who, but for a group of you, a small remnant, I do see God's hand touching you in your sleep at night to get healed. Some of you have already experienced this. You just haven't told me yet, but you will. The Lord said. But it's a small remnant of you who are listening to me. You're going to be getting healing. God is going to be touching you in the night. Like it's going to be visions, dreams, and you're going to actually see what he's going to do. Some it will be God himself, some it will be Yeshua, some it will be Ruach, Holy Spirit, some it will be all three, and some it will be just angels, but you will literally see what God is doing. Some of you will have visions just before the healing comes. You'll see yourself going to the bathroom, maybe poo-pooing or pee-peeing. That means you're getting deliverance, that your deliverance is coming. Now, if you see yourself about to go to the bathroom and something stops you, that means something's trying to stop your deliverance. You need to go hard. You need to go for broke. You need to pray. You need to do some fasting. Right? And then the Lord also says for us to cover our bellies from sickness, from bacteria bugs, from food poisoning. God said, add these to your prayers from now on. When you're praying about food, add these things to your prayer that he removed these things. All right. So I'm going now. So I love you guys, and we will talk in a week. I'm going to try and get on here eventually and do some coaching. I know March only did it, I think, one time. Please forgive me, but I got, a lot of things I'm doing. And I warned y'all 2 years ago that this day was going to come where I couldn't come on like I used to. And for the past year and a half, it's been like that. And when God really started moving me out there, but just know I love you anyway. Shalom. Sorry, y'all. Sorry about that noise.
Hello. God bless you all. This is the Rosalind Solomon's YouTube channel, and I'm your host, Apostle Rosalind Solomon. You can look for something here every week or every other week on this channel. Praying, the prophetic, prophecies, dream interpretation, teaching, and so much more. And if you're new to the channel, God bless you. Subscribe, like, and share. You won't regret it. I thank you for coming to this channel. Trust in me. And with your soul, trust in the God in me. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. Thank you